Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron and welcome to this tutorial where we're going to be looking at doing some filler with a new product that I like to use, which is using 3D printer resin. Not exactly something that's made for the hobby. It is actually something that's used for things like 3D printing. It's a resin kind of thing and it kind of makes resin models and stuff, but it's basically a liquid that is UV activated, which really sort of crosses over nicely into some nice filler. So we're going to need obviously the resin. You can get this off Amazon. There's links down below if you want to go check that out, but from Amazon or anywhere really, I mean, you know, 10-15 pounds ish, you can get half a kilogram of this stuff, all sorts of different colors, and you know, it's going to last you a long time because we give this a shake and you really don't need much, right? This is a lot of liquid, lot of resin for what we need, so it's probably going to last for years and years and years. You're also going to need like a paintbrush, maybe a sewing needle in a hand vise. Got some IPA here. IPA, just like in our homebrew video that we do, which everyone seems to like, as higher percentage as you can. I've got 99% IPA here, and a UV light. Now this is around about £6 again, off Amazon. Any kind of UV light will do. So I have just here, if we just bring you in, I've kind of taken our model here and I have just made a nice big gap right there, something for us to really kind of test this. Right, something like this kind of a gap. You might want to put something like was it plastic card in there, you know, and you'd have to leave that maybe 24 hours to set. Whereas in this case, we can just get out our pot and the paintbrush, and because it's a nice liquid, we can just paint this right into our gap like so. Right, now this stuff, again, okay, this stuff can be messy. It's probably one of the downsides to it. Little bit messy, right? If you've kind of like get it on your fingers, you know, you touch the model, you can get fingerprints all over it and it kind of feels a little bit sticky. And if you accidentally activate it with the UV light, you've got kind of fingerprint marks over the model. So just be kind of quite cleanly with it and careful with it, which is why I'm going to come in with some cotton wool buds and our IPA, because IPA seems to clean this stuff up quite nicely. I am actually going to put the lid back on this because you don't want to be having your UV light going with lids off and your paintbrushes with this stuff on, right? So again, back to the IPA, we're just going to get a bit of this on our cotton wool bud, and I'm just kind of just tidying up the area, because this is, again, the beauty, the advantage to all this is, you know, it's not going to dry, right? I mean, I've left this stuff on the side in my workshop, and you know, my workshop doesn't have windows, so no sunlight can get in, so you know, it just doesn't activate. You know, it's got to get some sunlight or UV light, right? And I'm just sort of cleaning up, just making sure nothing's kind of gone into recessed panel lines, right? And I can take my time, get this as perfect as I want, get it just perfectly going into the gap and only the gap, right? And then once I'm happy, right, we can get out our UV light. About 30 to 60 seconds, right, of activating this light should make this rock solid. And this is, you know, this is the whole big advantage of the whole thing, you know, because normally it would be like getting some green putty, some filler, you'd fill it in, you'd need to give it 24 hours to properly dry and properly cure, which, you know, 24 hours later it's probably shrunk, so you know, you need to probably put another layer on top, and then again you got to leave it 24 hours. I mean, really, you know, you could take up to 2 days of just filling a model before, you know, you're ready to do sanding and scribing, whereas this, it is literally, I mean, me just talking to you now is probably all the time we need to activate and fully cure this resin, right, which I'm just feeling that with our needle, and that, as you can see, is cured. And I'm just scratching at it actually, because it does, I mean this one in particular, because I've done a big gap, does feel like there's a bit of shrinkage there, so it does feel like it does need another coat on top. Right, so by scratching it you kind of make it a bit rough, so we can come along, and I've just got that everywhere, I'll clean it up later, but we can then come along and paint on another coat on top, and activate that quickly. And this is again the whole beauty, as you can probably realize, you know, we're literally like a couple of minutes of applying this, UV activate, add another coat, UV activate, and we can just start sanding and scribing. It's not soft, it's rock solid, it's all cured, and we're all good to go. So quickly back again, right, because this is all nicely dried very quickly with the UV light. As you can see, that now it does feel like that bulges out nicely, so we've got no shrinkage, so we can come in with the old sanding sticks, and in all honesty, it's resin, it sands just like resin, right? We can just, I'm in here with like a medium grit sanding stick, and we can just keep sanding at this until basically most of this red resin, well, red clear resin has disappeared, which I'm not going to go off and bore you with sanding, because you know this isn't the video that we're after. We're after a filling video. So there we go, we sand that and we can scribe that. Few other little pointers. Right, I've picked clear red here. The colour is important. I have done some experimenting, and yes, you could buy black, white, green, all sorts of different solid colours, and it doesn't seem to penetrate deep. It's sort of like, I've done some experiments, and the top layer seems to go hard, and it's almost like an eggshell, and it's still runny underneath. So having it clear, even like a clear red, or any color really, just something like a clear red, clear, or whatever, it will penetrate deeper. The light can penetrate through it all and make it all go rock solid. So that's an important one to add as well. Now there are other techniques. We do have just at the back of our aircraft here, let's see, probably on the underside, I think that could do with a bit, although it does seem to have fit better than I thought, but you'll know what I mean. You've probably seen me do the Vallejo putty technique, right, if you've heard of it. If not, I've got tutorials if you want to go check them out. But we can do the same thing here, right? I can get with our paintbrush and sort of paint on these lines where it's a little bit gappy. I mean, this isn't as gappy as I'd hoped it would be for you to see, but we can paint into those little gappy areas like so. Again, we've got all the time in the world to go off and play around with this. So I'm going to, again, cotton wool buds with the IPA. Right, we can just sort of clean this up and wipe it up, and what we should have left over is it should just hold into our gaps. Alright, so a bit more IPA. Again, I don't like to wipe more than once, because you don't want to keep wiping with this stuff, right? Once or twice, because you don't want to spread it. As I say, things get sticky. Right, that's the only kind of downside to it. Right, so after that bit of a wipe, this is why I kind of choose red clear, so hopefully you could see, but there is like a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of that red in there. I mean, I should have probably had a bit of a gap, right? I mean, actually I've just gone off and I've just kind of cut into that a bit, just to kind of exaggerate it a bit, and I'm just going to wipe that away, and hopefully now you can see how that sort of clear red's in there. Those kind of gaps that you'd normally put, say, Vallejo plastic putty, you could do the same thing, but you've got way more time than Vallejo plastic putty. Vallejo plastic putty will eventually dry, but we can just kind of keep messing about, making sure everything's clean and tidy. It's not in any recessed panel lines or recessed rivets. It's just exactly where we want it to be, you know, so it's not such a big gap, and it's clear red so you can't quite see it. But as soon as you're ready, again, we come in and UV activate that, and that should get even those kind of gaps all sorted as well, which is all not as. And not only that, I mean, sometimes I know when I kind of like do some my priming, after priming I need to maybe add some Vallejo plastic putty, and technically that's not dry, so you know, you can get cracking with the paint, so you have to kind of leave that to dry, where again this is something that is like, it's instant, you know, you could just get cracking on with your spraying straight away as well. So yeah, definitely some big advantages with this product. So there's that all done. Last thing, I mean, just general cleaning, right? Your paint brushes, they'll all be fine if you just kind of use the IPA does clean this stuff up quite well. I mean, you could probably, there's probably specific products, but I just find IPA does do the job. So there we go. Hopefully you've kind of learned sort of like a new technique, a new product, which will hopefully improve your modeling and maybe even speed your modeling up and make things a bit better and easier and all that good stuff, because that's what we're all about. So hopefully you've enjoyed that, but as always, until next time, my name's Bob Ward doing this Genesis Models, and I'll catch you later.